Hello, 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 hello. How are you doing today? Today is the first day of April. Please, if you are in the chat right now, let me know by showing me some fire, some happy emojis, some something. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me clearly because I do not want to start this without having the proper connection and without being heard. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Thank you for coming in to the best moderator on this planet. That will be Jamie. Hey, Jamie. Jamie is here. Hey. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Jamie. Happy April. Hey, hey. Happy April. I know it's April. I cannot believe that this time is flying and it's flying past. So thank you for coming in. Whoever is here, whoever will be replaying this video, thank you so much thank you, Jamie. So that means you can hear me and see me. Yes. So I will go ahead and get started because I know you're going to enjoy this. Let me tell you all something just so I can get myself together because I feel like I have not done this in a minute and I need to get myself just reacclimated. And let me just take a deep breath real quick. Whew, because it's so much going on right now. I'm coming out of my birthday season. We're done with most of our birthdays. We just had one more in December. In my household, our birthdays go from the end of December, and I know December is the end of the year, but we start from December and we go all the way around and we stop in March. So it's been a lot, you all. We just finished the birthday, so I am ready. I need to get myself back on track. So I thought the best way to do it would just be to jump in here. And I see you, Red. I see you, Little Red and Bunny Tracks. Hey there, fam. How you doing? How you doing? I see you. Thank you for coming in. So today, we are going to talk about making decisions with your spouse. Actually, the title is How to Make Important Decisions with Your Spouse. If you're a couple, okay, so with your spouse, with your significant other, however you want to put it, we're just talking about making important decisions with your spouse. And I am, as always, expecting you all to chime in. I love seeing your beautiful comments over there on the side. So make sure you chime in as much as you can. And I know that some of you will be listening and driving or just listening and cooking or listening and doing whatever it is you're doing. But I'm just so happy that you're here today with me. Thank you so much for coming in. Jamie says, I'm frying chicken, but I'm listening and watching the chat. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie, fry your chicken. You know what? Relax today, Ma. Just, if something happens that requires your attention and you already know what I'm talking about, please jump in. But otherwise, I think this should be smooth sailing. Hi, Zion. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Zion, thank you for coming in. Oh, that voice, if my kids heard that, they'd be like, Mom, don't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And as I said, chime in if you want. The topic is how to make important decisions with your spouse. So I came up with this topic about 20 minutes ago because I was listening to a podcast, and when I really listened to it, it was not a podcast. It was a video. It was a short. That's what it was. It was a short, and it was about this lady, and she was talking about an important decision that she made, and she made it without consulting her spouse. And I was sitting here listening to, the shorts are 30 to 60 seconds long. So I was listening to her, and without getting the entire story, it just made me think about this. Hey, Cal, how are you? Thank you for coming in, Cal. I know you're going to add to this topic, so I'm so excited to see you. You, Jamie, and whoever else is here. Thank you all for being in the building. Thank you all. It's April 1st. I know some people are saying April Fools, but it's April 1st in my book. That's all. Spring has sprung, and I'm just happy. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about this because this is a topic that is dear to me, and as always, I like to bring those conversations to you all that, for me, are real topics, real conversations that I think we should have. And I am always trying to have those discussions because I feel like they're important. They're very important topics to have. This is a very important topic to have. Some people who are watching this, you may be single at this moment, but I feel that if we share more of our experiences, I'm talking about me, I'm talking about anybody who's willing to share on any social media platform. If we share some of our experiences with others, or if we share our knowledge with others, then those that don't know and don't understand, when they're in that situation, they can say, hey, I remember when that lady with the green shirt was talking about that particular topic. And, maybe these I can apply some of the things that she said to what's currently happening in my life. So that's one of my goals, you all, just to be as transparent as I can be and to share with others so that I can help somebody on their life journey. So that's what this topic is about today: how to make important decisions with your spouse. Because I like to get off topic sometimes, I made myself some notes on the side. So if you see me looking over, that's why I'm looking. So we're going to get started, Cal. Cal says, always found it crazy that in the Bible it says, don't call anyone a fool, yet they made a holiday out of it. Ooh, that's a good one, Cal. And if you want, you can tell us where it's found in the Bible so that we can look at it. But you're right. They did say don't call anybody a fool. And you know what? I can understand why in the Bible, since we're talking about the Bible right now, it would say don't call anybody a fool. Do you have any thoughts on that before I start going into what I think? Why I think they say don't call anybody a fool in the Bible? First of all, yeah, I'll just wait. I'll give you a second because this is more about you all and us coming together and talking about this. So if you have anything to add to what Cal just said, why do you think, first of all, nobody wants to be called a fool, right? A fool has a negative connotation, in my opinion. So most of the time, if you're called a fool, that means that you're not smart enough or you're making unwise decisions. And I think that just the negative attributes of that word would make somebody not want to be called a fool. Would you want to be called a fool? I mean, let's think about that. So, Cal, I agree. I with the April Fool's Day, I don't know. I do have my thoughts on that, but continue to share, and I'll go ahead and get along with this topic. All right. So I want to start out with giving you all some points, and I put 6 down. I believe it's 6. Let me check. Yeah, I put 6 down. For those who will be replaying this, I want to try to, get to the points as quickly as possible so that you'll have something. And then at the end of this, because you all know how I like to discuss, all throughout this, if you have a question, comment, concern, put it over there in the comment section so that I can address you. But I'd like to just, make these points and then we can move on. So how to make important decisions with your spouse. The first tip I wanted to give you is this. The first tip is to communicate. Now, I'm talking about effectively communicating. If you want to make important decisions with your spouse, you have to learn how to communicate your feelings with your spouse. You have to be honest about your feelings. You have to consult your spouse and you have to be in a posture where you're willing to listen, where you're willing to accept their opinion. Okay? And what I mean by accepting their opinion is, listen to it. Don't be dismissive. Your spouse is not you, so sometimes you're not going to share the same opinion about specific topics or conversations. So if you're in a situation where you feel one way and your spouse feels another way, the best thing to do is to, again, communicate, come together, and think about what will work for the best, what works best for the both of you. Think about what works best for the both of you. Compromise. If your spouse is saying one thing and you're saying another thing, try to find a happy medium. What's going to work for the both of you? Because this is going to affect both of you in this situation. And if you have children, it's going to also affect your children. So be mindful of everybody that's a part of that dynamic. Hey, Eastdale, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. So that's point 1. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Happy April 1st. It's the month of April, so we're going to get things rolling. Cal, what did he say? Oh, Jamie is saying hi to Eastdale. And I forgot, if you guys want to drop your links, make sure you press type in GGJ to drop your link and to connect with other people that will be watching this live later and that are currently in the live. So make sure you drop GGJ. It's not case sensitive. Cal says, then Jesus said, whoever says, you fool shall be guilty enough to go into fiery hell. Matthew 5:22. Cal, you are bringing it. Hey, we are just jumping right into that, aren't we, Cal? I love it. I love it. I love it. What else do you have to say? Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Now, Cal, you know how this goes. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your topic. It's okay because I am trying to stay on task today so that I can get this out. So that's the first thing. However, Andrea is always open for a great conversation. And, I always want to acknowledge you all and hear what you have to say. This is your thing too, not just mine. So thank you, Cal. Thank you for adding that. And Cal said hi to Jamia. I missed someone. I missed somebody. I'm sorry. Rachel. Rachel came in. I missed Rachel, but I see that Cal said something about Rachel. Oh, hey, Faith. It's Faith with Rachel. Thank you for coming in, Faith. Drop your link. Not drop your link. Type GGJ if you'd like to drop your link so that you can connect with other awesome people that come into this chat and so that they can see your link after this is aired. So, hey, Rachel, thank you for coming in. So we're talking about making important decisions with your spouse. Rachel, if you are married or if you're in a relationship, please add to this conversation because this is not a one-person show. I am the person who is here, delivering it, but I love cooperative learning. So if you have something to add, please put it over there in the comment section right over there. And Jamie is really good about keeping me on track if I miss somebody, and Cal and everybody over there. So if I miss you, I will definitely get back to you. All right. If you have any questions. So thank you for coming in. Faith, I'm in love with official Jamie. He's dead. And he says April Fools. It is April Fool's Day. And look, did you see what Cal said about fool? Calling people fools? He's dead. Look at that comment up top. She says, you love. No, don't block her. Don't block Jamia. Don't block Jamia. So he said, you love me. You know you love Jamia Easted. We all do. So let me go. Okay, so that's point one, you all. That's the first thing. You're single, Faith. Okay. Faith with Rachel. So you're single, so you can learn something from this. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know over there in the comment section, okay? Hey, Miss Betty, how are you? Good to see you, Miss Betty. I see you. I'm putting you up in a second. Thank you for coming in. Miss Betty, you can add to this conversation if you'd like. Thank you for coming in. He's dead. It's a blank face. And Faith with Rachel said, I listen and learn from you all. Yeah, well, that's great. Guess what? I believe you should always be a student. I'm always a student. I'm always learning. I love to learn. I love to learn from others. I just love to learn because I feel that you have never made it. You've never made it. Like you're never perfect. And I don't think you should ever feel like you're so perfect that you can't listen to somebody else and you can't take constructive criticism. And also, people have wonderful stories that they're willing to share with you. And I am a person that learns from stories and I learn from going through the fire a lot of times, to be honest with you. I'm one of those who, I experience it and that's all it takes. And sometimes I can just hear somebody say something and I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. And I'm not going to do it. So it just depends on the situation. But if you're touching different points of how you're learning, all of us should be lifelong learners. That's just my opinion. Nobody has to agree with me. That's my opinion. And obviously, you are here to listen to my opinion if you're still here. So thank you very much. Baby, it's Jamia. Thumbs up to live. Thank you very much, Jamia. Thumbs it up. Everybody thumbs up. Please thumbs up to live and share it out because it helps this channel to grow. It helps me to connect with all of you wonderful people. And what else does it help? It helps for others to be able to come here and to share. Sharing is caring. So thumbs this up, share with your friends, share with your family, share with somebody who you think that this can help out. Because even if you're single, this is information that you'll have. I've always been one of those that I like to know things ahead of time. If I can know all the information and apply it later on, I would do that. Like I love to hear good or bad, everything that applies to whatever it is that I'm researching and that I'd like to apply in my life. So I know we talk about information overload, and there's a lot of information that comes out on social media. And I think that what you need to do is to pick and choose those things that apply to you and in your life. Not everything I say is going to apply to everybody. So take what you will with it. And if it doesn't apply to you, just throw it out or give it to somebody else. They need, not everybody learns the same way, but I will say that you can learn from others. Can't stay long. Oh, that's what Miss Betty said. Okay, Miss Betty, that's fine. I'm just glad you're able to come in. I appreciate it. Miss Betty, make sure you drop GGJ so that you can connect with other people. You're on your phone. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Thank you for coming in. So I think I stopped at point 1, didn't I? That was communicate. Everybody saying hi. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. East Dad, you're actually at work peeking in. Okay, great. Thank you. I won't bust you out right now, but thank you for coming in. And why am I whispering like I'm the one at work? I mean, I am, but I'm not there where you are. So anyway, you get the point. OG Brand Geeky Girls, hey, you silly. Mickey Mouse just beat up Barney for eating his McMuffin. Okay, Brand. Mickey Mouse did. Okay, so that's point number 1. Number 1 is communicate, right? Communicate as effectively as possible. Try to do your best when you're communicating with your spouse, with your person, with your partner. Try to be as honest as possible, because why not? Why wouldn't you be honest? Be honest. Whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever your feelings are, try to communicate those feelings. Don't leave anything on the table, because I think that a well-informed person can make a better decision. Okay, and I see East Dad over there laughing. I think he's laughing at Brand. Okay, so did I miss anybody? No. East Dad, Brand, Miss Gaddis. All right, thank you. So that's number 1, communicate. Number 2 is avoid quick decisions. And I'm going to peep at this so I can make sure I give you all accurate information. So number 2 is avoid quick decisions. Give time to rethink and to reassess with a calm mind. That's very important. Give time to rethink your position and to reassess with a calm mind, because sometimes you just need to be able to sit and think, or sit on it. Okay, so I used to believe that I had to make a decision just like that. And it was a rash decision. And sometimes I was being very impulsive, and I'm not perfect. Sometimes I am still impulsive. So I say, if you want, I've heard somebody say before to wait 24 hours before you gave your answer or before you made a decision. Okay, so that works. You can give 24 hours, but if you need to make something like in a split second, sometimes you just have to do that. Just gather all the information you can within that moment. Think about your past experiences. Think about what works best for you, and make the call and stick with it. Just 10 toes down on what you decide. But if you have time, don't feel rushed to make the decision. Wait 24 hours. Wait 48 hours. Wait 48 hours if you can. Then that way, if there's anything that is causing you to be emotionally attached to whatever your decision is, you have time to calm down. You have time to take a deep breath. You have time to go for a run or whatever it is that you need to do to clear your mind. And sometimes what I've learned is you have to take the emotion out of it, and you have to just be more logical. Sometimes you need to be more emotional. So it just depends on the situation. And you just need to think it through, reassess it, what's going to work best for both individuals, or for all the individuals that are going to be affected by this decision that you are going to make. Also, what did I forget? Yeah, that's it. So avoid making quick decisions if you can. I know that sometimes situations don't permit and you have to make a split decision. I would suggest that you pray about it. You always have time to pray about it. So that's what I do. If I'm in a situation where I feel like I need to hurry up and make that decision, I try to stop, take a deep breath, and take my time. And then I pray about it. And that usually helps me out. If I don't get an answer right away, I pray about it again. And if I have to make a decision right at that moment, I pray about it really quickly, and then I just make the decision. I make the decision with the information that I have and to the best of my ability. Okay, everybody's just speaking. OG Brand speaking. Thank you for dropping your link, Jamia. Geeky Girls, did you shampoo your water wave hair this morning? No, I did not. It needs to be washed though. That's a good observation, Brand. I did not wash it. It looks water wavy today. That's the gel. I put some gel on my head today because it was sticking up in the front. So that's what that is. So prayer is the answer to many issues, said East Dad. Yes, it is. It is for me. And I see that you're a praying man, so it must be for you as well. Thank you for adding that, East Dad. So prayer, that's the answer. I'm telling you all, when you feel like you're in a bind or you feel, first of all, can I just say that if you're not praying, and also I'm not trying to push any of my beliefs or anything on anybody. I'm just saying to consider this or don't, your choice. But prayer, like East Dad said, prayer is the answer to many issues. I'm going to put that back up there for a while because, oh, yes, it looks waterway today. Prayer is the answer because if you are in a situation and you don't know which way to turn, prayer is going to help you to make a sound decision. Have you ever heard in the Bible where it says, and I'm getting ahead of myself because this is actually in my notes, you should look for wise counsel. Who better to go to than your creator? Now, I know that many watching this or many people that will watch it may or may not believe in God. That's fine. I'm not here to try to convert anybody. I'm not here to try to persuade you. But what I will say is this. My opinion is that the most important decision you're going to make in your life is to follow Christ. Now, again, my decision, it's my opinion. It was my decision also. It's my opinion. I'm not here to force you. That's not my job. That's not my job at all. And I wouldn't even try to do it. Like I will spend no time trying to turn anybody's arm or persuade them. That's the job of the Father. So my job, however, is to throw it out there and to make anybody aware of Jesus that does not know about Jesus. And I will do that. So if you ever have a problem with me talking about Jesus, I would say to bypass this video or just unsubscribe because I can promise you one thing. I will talk about Jesus. You'll hear that come out of my mouth in videos. You'll hear God come out of my mouth in all the things that I do. So I just wanted to make sure I made that clear. And East Dad says it is for all. Some just don't know or were taught. It is for all. I agree. Some people just have not gotten to that point in their life where they have made that commitment. And my guess is, I won't even say guess. I'm just going to say what's going to happen is it says in the Bible that every knee shall bow, every tongue will confess. So that lets me know every means everybody. We're not talking about some. We're not talking about a few. We're not talking about many. It says every. So that means that everybody will eventually acknowledge God and Jesus they'll acknowledge Jesus as the Son, and they are going to bow to him, the Prince of Peace. And East Dad, you got me there, but it needed to be said eventually, so I'm gonna say it. So yeah, eventually, and there's no excuse. Those who are here today with me, you've heard it. So you have a choice to make. You can't say, I didn't know or I've never heard about it because you're here now. You hear me talking about it and you have a choice to make. That's on you. That's your choice to make. I will go on. East Dad is laughing. And Geeky Girls, thank you, OG Brand. So also, also, let me get through these points, you all. I'm trying my best to stay on topic. So that's the second one. Avoid quick decisions. First one, communicate as effectively as possible. The second one is avoid quick decisions. And the third one is respect your spouse's or your significant other's opinions. Respect their opinions. Now, we know that you're both different individuals and you're not always going to agree on everything. You're not always going to see everything the same way because you have different perspectives. My perspective may be different from my husband's at time, but then also we may share the same opinion depending on the topic. So if you Respect your spouse's or your significant other's opinion. That is important because we don't want to be in a situation where you're not willing to hear each other out and you're being disrespectful. And we all know that that is when, tempers can flare and people can take low blows and all different things can come about if you're not careful. So if you are being intentional about respecting your partner and his or her decision, you're going to be just fine. You should be just fine, rather. So that's step 3. Respect your spouse's opinion. Be honest about their opinion. This is important. This is very important. I want to make sure I say what I have written. Respect your spouse's opinion. That means do not be dismissive of what they're saying and don't belittle them. Nobody wants to be belittled. Nobody wants to feel like they're this small, and nobody wants to feel like, you're overshadowing their thoughts or that you're not taking their thoughts into consideration. Thank you, East Dad. Have a great rest of the day. Back to work. All right, have a great day at work. Thank you for coming in. See you in the next video. So nobody wants to feel like they're not being heard. Nobody wants to feel like their feelings have just been shelved and put to the side. So please, oh please, respect your spouse's opinion. If you're not respecting your spouse's opinion, what makes you think that you're the only one that can make the decisions? Or what makes you think that you're the only person that has answers? Look at your spouse's strengths and weaknesses and decide, hey, he's better at financial planning, where she or he, okay, let me say she or he, may be better at making the decisions as far as the kid, not as far as the kid's concerned, because that definitely should be a combined effort. Let me tell you all that I have 5. Definitely a combined effort. Maybe somebody is better at figuring out home decor. Okay, so lean on that person. If they're better with decorating the house and they are, why are you bucking the system? Ask them, what do you think about this design? Should we do this? Should we do that? What do you think about the faucets? I'm bringing this up because my husband and I have been remodeled. First of all, we are DIYers. Like, we like to do a lot of these home improvements ourselves. And we came into our house. The person who lived here before us, they had a completely different idea of what they wanted the house to look like before we came into it. And I'm just giving you all a story to try to bring this point back. So we knew that coming into this house. And I told my husband, hey, I like the house. I like the space. I do not like the decorations. It almost made me walk away from this house, which was a blessing. But my husband said to me, listen, if you say yes, I will make sure I get it up to par to where you want it to be. And this is not an old house. It was not a fixer-upper. Like I said, it just was not cosmetically pleasing to me. I didn't like the way it looked on the inside. I didn't like the colors on the wall. I didn't like any of that. So I didn't like the fixtures. I didn't like the lighting, none of that. So my husband said, hey, give me some time. I will fix it for you. And so we've been working. And we've done multiple projects together, and the house is coming, and it's just like, wow. When we look at where it started and where we are now, and us working together, making decisions, asking each other's opinion, honest opinion, we've come so far. I couldn't have done it without him. I know he couldn't have done it without me. So I say all that to say, consider your spouse's opinion, consider that person's opinion, and then watch things come together. We compromised on things. He asked me, hey, do you like these fixtures? Do you like the lighting? I do. Let's go together and shop. Let's find something. And then we found a happy medium. And then it just turned out to be beautiful. We're redoing parts of our bathroom now, and it's coming together. It's a beautiful masterpiece. My point in saying that is, if you work together, you will be surprised at how things, sometimes you'll be surprised. You will be surprised at how your opinion and the other person's opinion, when you bring it together, it's going to be beautiful. It'll be beautiful work. Let me see what you all are saying. So that's 3, respect your spouse's opinion. I know I took the long road there, but I had to. Jamie says, one of my husband's biggest flaws was asking forgiveness rather than asking or communicating before doing something. Yes. Yes, that's a big one. I've seen that so many times, Jamie. And I want to read it one more time to make sure I got this before I start talking about it. One of my husband's biggest flaws was asking forgiveness rather than asking or communicating before doing something. Yeah. And I think that's one of those things where they say, do it and then ask for forgiveness later. Is that what you're talking about, Jamie? I want to make sure I got it. Do it first and then ask for forgiveness. Well, I think I definitely agree with what you're saying, Jamie. I'm on that side. I'm big on communication, like really big on communication. I like to talk about things, and I might overthink things if I'm being honest. Sometimes I overthink things. Sometimes I want to talk about it. Let me talk about it because I want to make sure I understand where you're coming from before I make a move. And sometimes my husband's like, just make a decision. I can do that, but I also want to hear from the other party because I wouldn't ever want to be put myself in a position where I made this decision, an important decision. Not talking about something small. Do we want to have chicken for dinner? Well, I can make that decision for myself. If I want to cook chicken, then I will cook some chicken, right? Or, and I do consult him with things like that. What do you want to have for dinner? But I don't need to ask that question every day to find out what he needs to have for dinner. I can use my past experiences to figure those things out. I mean, important decisions like as it pertains to your house, your relationship, your children, things of that nature. So yes, Jamie, with your comment, I think that lots of the issues that couples have can definitely be resolved beforehand if they talk about it first. And then you don't have to apologize for it because you already have an understanding. And I'm not just talking about you, Jamie, and your past relationship with your spouse. I'm talking about your actually this situation can apply to anybody. Talk things out first. Figure it out before you just jump. Figure out what works best for everybody involved because I'm telling you, somebody in a situation is going to feel like they weren't heard. They're going to feel like you think you're the head honcho, basically, like, oh, it's my way or the highway. And what I believe is that in a relationship, you can't always be the head honcho. It's not all about you all the time. Definitely not all about you. And I've learned that the hard way. I'm telling you all because I always feel like it was about me. I mean, always. I've always felt like it was about me. You're talking about somebody who's self-absorbed, somebody who is like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm not right? What do you mean I don't know what I'm talking about? And I'm telling you, it's taking the good Lord Jesus to reveal things to me and to show me things in my life that I need to work on. And I'm just telling you all that because I'm not a perfect vessel, neither are you. So that's why I feel comfortable telling you this because I know nobody's perfect. It does not bother me. So I had to work on things. My husband has to work on things. And in fact, most people that I know have to work on things. So if you are having difficulty communicating, I'm telling you, I think that is foundational. Learn to communicate, talk it out, talk about it. If you're single and okay, let me say this. Thank you, Ease Dad. First things first, if you're single, it is different when you're in a committed relationship. It's very different. When you're single, you make all the calls. You pull the shots. You say this is how I want it, and this is how I'm going to have it done. And I'm speaking from my personal experience. So if you're not the type of person that I'm talking about at this moment, then I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me, Andrea. Before I was married, I did not have to answer to anybody. I answered to my parents while I was a child, but once I became an adult and I was a single adult, I made the decisions for myself. Why? Because I didn't have to consider anybody else. I didn't have to consider a spouse. I didn't have to consider how my children would feel about anything because I was the only person that I was trying to please. I was the only person that had any say in whatever I was doing because I didn't have that commitment. I missed all these. I'm so sorry, you all. Mel, hi, how are you? I'm sorry I missed you. If you're still here, thank you for coming in. What I hear you saying has entered the discussion. Okay, Mel, thank you. Hey, Renee, how are you? Thank you, Mel, for adding your comment. Thank you, Renee. I see those hearts. Thank you so much. Did you all like this backdrop? My daughter loves Vincent Van Gogh's artwork. So for her birthday, we did a whole Vincent Van Gogh theme. She has some of the paintings, prints, of course, paintings, and she has this, and it was just a whole big thing. So I'm sitting in front of it today because why not? We paid for it. So Renee is here listening in. Thank you, Renee. Oh, welcome in, Mel. Thank you, Jamie, for welcoming in everyone because I know I missed them sitting here talking. Yes, exactly. Okay, thank you, Jamie. So you agree with me on whatever I said when I said it when you put that comment. Thank you so much. Oh, hey. This is one of my favorite people in the world, you all. Look at that. Talking it out is the best thing. And I almost missed that remark. Hey, Daddy. That is my daddy, you guys. That's my father. Thank you for joining me, Daddy. Okay, not discussing big decisions beforehand. Thank you, Mel, for jumping in. I mean, I think you're new here. If I'm wrong, just let me know. I apologize, but this is my first time seeing you here, I think. Not discussing big decisions beforehand removes the other spouse's power. That is so good, Mel. I'm glad you said that. They don't get to help decide. They have zero input. That's a whole discussion. That is a whole discussion. That's a whole discussion for another day, or we can talk about today. Thank you, Mel, for bringing that to my attention. I really appreciate it. And you are absolutely right to me. I agree with you. High five. Boop. I'm giving you a high five on that one. I'm giving you a high five, Mel. Thanks, Jamia. Yeah, Mel, Jamia. And Mel also says, you were saying to be sure you are listening to your partner. Okay, you were saying to be sure you are listening to your partner. When listening, what I hear you saying is means they are heard. Yeah, oh yeah. Thank you for the clarity. I'm all about clarity, so I appreciate you coming back and rephrasing it so that I understand it, Mel. I'm one of those people that in the Bible it says, "In all thy gettings, get a what? Understanding." So thank you for rephrasing it and thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. And I love the way you jumped in, Mel. Did I say that already? Love the way you jumped in. So that was where was I? Point three. That was point three, you all. We're moving along. Do you all like the music in the back? Is it bothering you? Let me know. I thought it would add a little bit of something to this live stream. Thank you. Yes, so Mr. Mays, you love those colors behind me? That would be Vincent Van Gogh. I believe it's called Starry Night. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, your grandchild loves those as well. Okay, so that's what that's about. Vincent Van Gogh. I like the way it looks too. I feel like it pops. It actually makes me feel, vibrant and lively today. So I'm glad that this purchase was made for her birthday decorations because that's what we're using, her birthday decorations. Anybody have a problem with that? No. All right. So thank you so much. And Mel, your girl Melissa, you know me all the way back. Oh, Melissa. Okay, I know two Melissas from elementary school, and both of you I like. So thank you for coming in, Melissa. You definitely, and both of you are love. So thank you for coming in. You are adding. I thank you for adding to the topic because I love it. I love it. Thank you for coming in, woo, Melissa. Hey. Okay. I better say this because the last time somebody got on my case in this live stream, please, if you have never heard of Geeky Girls Journal, if this is your first time visiting, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe to this video, and make sure you share it out. It is very important to me that I am able to get this message across to as many women and girls as possible. Men too, we like you all over here. Yes, this is not a gender specific channel. I do have a passion for women and girls and just reminding them that they are a bag of, all that in a bag of chips. Who remembers that saying? All that in a bag of chips. So that's what I aim to do here is to encourage others, to motivate, and to have discussions like these that can be helpful in the life of someone else. So if you were wondering, that's what I like to do here. I like to have discussions, help others, motivate you, inspire you, and talk to you about Jesus along the way. So please You see that QR code up there? I'm trying to point to this right there. If you want to scan it, go to Geeky Girls Journal and you'll see different items that we have there. Books, ebooks. In fact, I have 2 of the books here I need to share because I'm always told I don't. These are the books. This is a combo. If you go to Geeky Girls Journal website, you will see it. I will show you all. Then I'm going to get to these next set of points. This is what the website looks like. I'll hurry up and put it there. See, there it is. There it is right there. So that's the Geeky Girls Journal website that you'd be looking at. And, just go to Geeky Girls Journal, see if you can find something that you love. I'm sure you will. All right. So if there are any questions about that, make sure you let me know in the comment section. I just had to make sure I showed you all this because somebody actually ordered some of these over the weekend. And I was so excited. I got that combo out quickly. So if you're watching or if you will watch this, your books are on the way. They're on the way and you're going to enjoy these. They are hilarious. And there are lots of lessons in there. Let me tell you all that, and vocabulary. If you are ever interested in me or one of my daughters reading a part of the book, let me know in the comment section. Just let me know, or reach out to me on Instagram, Geeky Girls Journal, and let me know if you'd like to hear it. Because I know sometimes that's a review. If you like to hear it, and that'll help you to make a better decision. And if you have any questions, I'm always here to answer questions. So let me know. Hey, Lisa, did I say hi to you? Okay, I think I did. Thank you for coming in, Lisa. Thanks for the heart. All right. So next point. Where did I stop you all? Was in respect your spouse's opinion. That's where we were. The next thing, step number 4 is list your pros and your cons. Make a list. Making a list, check that list twice. Look on that list. What are all the pros? What are the positives in this situation? I don't know. It just depends on the situation. What's going to help you to make this decision? Look at the pros and the cons. What are the negative things that you see as you're talking about this with your spouse? Talk about all of it. Do not shy away, you all. Do not shy away. I'm telling you, whatever it is that comes to mind, whether positive or negative, talk about it. Put it all out on the table. Have the important discussion. If it's important enough for you to bring it to your spouse, it is important enough to talk about it. Okay? If you disagree with me, let me know over there in the comment section. All right, let's move on. Point number 5 is, what's point number 5? Compromise. I might have talked about that a little bit, but point number 5 is compromise. Now, when you're single, you don't have to compromise a lot of time. Well, okay. When you're single, you don't have to compromise in a committed relationship because you're single. So this point won't really apply to you. If you have other people in situations like, say, your parents or siblings or friends or whatever, you will have to compromise with those people. But ultimately, you're single. The decision is up to you. Whatever you do, what you decide, you're going to be responsible for making the call for yourself. What is it that you like about this situation? What do you dislike? What do you want to change? What would you change? What wouldn't you change? What would you add to it? Do some research. Do your research. Figure out what works best for you in this situation. If you make this decision, how is it going to affect you? How is it going to affect those around you? Will it affect those around you? Ask all the questions, whatever it is. I don't care what it is. Do I like the color blue? Or do I like this in this shade of blue? Talk about it all, right? If you have a spouse, talk about all those things, because I might like this shade of blue, right? I might like the lighter one, and then my spouse might like the darker shade of blue. So we need to discuss it. Which one works better for both of us? Can we compromise? Can we find something in the middle? So talk about all of you all. Look, I feel like nothing is off the table, especially if that is your spouse. It's not off the table. Talk about it. Did I miss something? Let me know in the comment section. Okay, the next thing is, what's the best way to go about this situation? That's a part of your pros and your cons. What's the best way to go about the situation? And then number 5, I think, is where I was. Hey, Jana Travis Talks. That is my aunt. Hi, Auntie. How you doing? That's true. Thank you so much. You all, first of all, let me say, I really enjoy having this conversation with anybody that joins my live. And I love talking to you all, but it's just a different feeling I get when people that I know personally, not just my YouTube family, I'm talking about people that have shared the same space with me, that knew me when I was little and knew me before I knew myself. When they enter, I get a whole nother level of excitement. If you're a content creator, you can probably understand what I'm talking about. So let me know in the comment section if you feel differently. So yeah, I'm just glad to see you. Thank you for coming in, Auntie. Hi, family. Love you. Hearts. Hearts all over the place. Hearts all over. Thank you for coming in. Hey, Buddha Buddha. How are you, boo? Love the background. Hey, Geeky Girls Journal. Thank you, Buddha Buddha. So, Van Gogh. We had a birthday that just passed, and I know that Jay Jordan did as well, but we had a birthday pass, and it was for my daughter. Now I have 2 adults. Can you all believe that? I have 2 adults. So she's very, very artsy and really likes Van Gogh and paintings and all that stuff. So this is what we did for birthday decoration. So I'm using it today in the live, and you may see it again and maybe again and again. We bought it. I'm going to use it. So thank you, Buddha, for liking it, and everybody else who said something. So I see somebody else who made a great point. I'm going to go to it, and then I need you all to tell me where I left off, because I probably forgot all of the side talking that I'm doing. Coming on PC. Thank you, Buddha. Buddha, I forgot to tell you all again. If you have not dropped your link yet and you've been here, please type GGJ. It's not case sensitive. Uppercase, lowercase, GGJ, that stands for Geeky Girls Journal, so that you can connect with all the other wonderful people over here in the comment section, because all of you are wonderful. You're great. You're the bomb. Did Nightbot tell you that, Jack? Because I haven't seen Nightbot enter the room. But you're the bomb. I'm going to tell you if Nightbot has not. So make sure you drop GGJ to drop your link, and people can connect with you now and in the future, because there will be others that will view this. So feel free to do that. All right. Next. Thank you, Buddha, for coming on. I love it. Thank you so much. Mel says compromise when things can turn out. Let me say that differently. Compromise when things can turn out better than you even imagine. Oh my good. Yes. Can I speak to that for a second, you all? Can I say to it for a little bit? So I love that you said that, Mel. Is that your code name? Okay, I love that you said that, because I was kind of touching on it a little bit earlier. You don't have all the answers to everything. And yes, I'm still learning that. I'm a woman of age, and I have come to learn that I don't know everything. I definitely do not know everything. And I'm telling you, God has been doing a work. God's been doing the work. So if anybody ever tells you that God is not real and God cannot do things, I'm just going to call it a lie, because I know from personal experience. I'm just telling you. So if you want to ever experience the goodness of God, do it. Don't shy away. Don't be afraid. He won't ever harm you. He loves you more than anything, and loves you more than you can ever imagine. So this is my altar call. I'll make it real quick, and then I'll go on back and I'll get off my soapbox. But I'm just telling you, He loves you more than your parents love you. And I mean, I'm a parent, and I couldn't imagine the love I had for my kids until I had them. Like, my parents, they loved us, and I was just kind of like, okay, so you love us this much? All right. Maybe my father was very, if he's still in here, I'm going to tell off on him. He used to always say, I love you. You know, he would say something like, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you. How in the world? Like, him scolding us and chastising us, how is that going to hurt you more than it hurts me? But now, as a parent, I completely understand. Because you have this level, you have these expectations for your children. And I'm not saying that, you expect them to be perfect, or you expect that they don't make mistakes, but you have a level of expectation, because you know what you've taught them. You know what you've placed in them, and you know how you've nurtured them and how you've guided them. So sometimes when they step off course, and I'm not just talking about kids, because adults do it too. Sometimes when they step off course, you're just a little taken back sometimes. Like, I know you know better. I know you know, but maybe they missed it, or maybe they just chose to make their own decision. We've all done that before. So when parents say it's going to hurt me more than it hurts you, they are not lying. So I said all that to say that God loves you, and I'm sure I wonder. I'm like, I wonder if God's ever disappointed, because He gave us the will, and He's so sovereign that He gave us the freedom to make decisions and to figure things out for ourselves. Although we should be leaning on Him heavily, I've learned to do that as I've gotten older, but that's a whole nother topic. So I just wonder, like, is He disappointed? And I equate the relationship of God the Father and how He is in my life to the way that I interact with my children. Of course, I'm not saying I'm even anywhere in the vicinity of Jesus and God. I'm just saying I think about it as a family, as a triangle, and I say, okay, you have the parents here, then you have the children all connected. And I know that when I ask my children to do something and something might have gone left, I question it. I'm questioning them. So I just wonder, like, if God's ever like, He knows all. First of all, let's say that He knows all and sees all. So I know He's not surprised. But I just wonder sometimes if He's like, why you do that? Like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? And I think He does, because when you're corrected, boy, there is no correction like God correcting you. And I'm just gonna say that and go ahead and go on about my business. So let's get back to it. So official Jamia says Buddha. So she says, hey, the Buddha Frozen Heart, I am here. I think I lost you all. I see. Oh, Buddha support. Thank you so much. Hey, Kiera. Hey, thank you for coming in, Kiera Creations. I connected with you recently. Thank you so much for jumping in here. I think you're still here. If you're not, I hope you replay this if you don't see that. Congratulations and happy birthday to her. Oh, thank you, Buddha. Thank you. Awesome. And Janet says, beautiful. Frozen Heart says, Jamia. Okay, now I think everybody's just speaking. Let me scroll through real quick. Share. Thank you for sharing this, Buddha. I appreciate it. Now I'm going back to the list, you all. Where was I? Compromising. Compromising was number 5, right? Hey, Kenneth, how are you today? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Make sure you like this. Make sure you like it. You can drop your link if you want to, GGJ, and share this out because you never know who's going to need it. And like I said, my goal is just to help somebody else out. If they can, miss something that I had to go through just by listening to my voice, then I've done my job. Definitely done my job. Your hair is so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kiera. Now, to be honest with you, so OG Brand was talking about my hair earlier. He said it looks like waterways. Really, you are. It needs to be washed. You don't even want to know. It needs to be washed. So I'm not going to say I'm going to do it tonight because that would be a lie. I'm not doing it tonight. I might not even do it tomorrow, but it needs to be done. What's happened is I do everybody else's hair in this house, and by the time it's time for me to get my hair done, I don't even have the energy to do it. I really don't. So thank you, Kiera. I know I went the long way, but I'm bringing it back around. Thank you so much. All right, you all. I don't know. Thank you for hanging in here with me, the 10 of you, because I'm just having a ball. Thank you. I also need to say thank you for helping me to jump back into this, because I was like, oh, every time I get to this point, like if I'm not doing a live stream often enough, before I jump on, I just feel some kind of way. And I don't like feeling some kind of way. I like to feel confident when I'm coming into it. And I'm not saying I wasn't confident. That's not even a word. It's more uneasy, I think. Maybe just not knowing because I haven't done it in a minute. So the best way for me to kind of jump back in is just to do it and then talk, just jump on and interact with you all. And then I feel so much better once I do that. Everybody's saying hi. Hi, Destiny. Did I miss Destiny? Okay. Hey, Destiny. Miss. Oh my goodness, I missed all of you. Everybody's saying hi. Miss Betty is back. I couldn't get it out. Miss Betty is back. And Miss Knox says, Miss Travis says, it truly does hurt us to punish our children. Oh, I said that a long time ago. Yes, it does hurt us to punish our children. It does. It does something to us. That's another cousin. Hey, cousin, you are so true. Remember my mama used to say it all the time. Yes, because that's her brother. They're brothers and sisters. They always say this. They're going to say the same thing. They probably heard it from our grandmother. So thank you for coming in, DeAndre. I love it. Thank you, cousin. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. And you also said you didn't understand it until I began to have children myself. Never understand it until you have children yourself. I didn't. We don't need to understand it until we have children. That's why, because you don't have to. You don't have the kids. to be reminded of what they said. But then when you have them, now you're like, oh, it's like a light bulb goes off and you're like, now I get it. I mean, I didn't get it before because I didn't care to get it. I didn't need to get it. I was worried about myself. I wasn't worried about the kids. So now that I'm a parent, I have to, apply things and choose wisely. And Troy May says, I'm a loving parent. Absolutely. Just the best dad, hands down. The best. And I'm not even laughing out loud. That is a true statement. That is the best dad that anybody could ever have. It's my dad. It's the best dad. So gangs all here. I know, Miss Betty. The gang is here. Hey, gang. Everybody's here. I love having it. I love seeing you all in here, seeing your comments and your avatars, and knowing that you're here in this discussion with me. So let's see. What did Mr. Mays say? I don't want God to correct me. It may not be it may not be the easy way. In fact, I mean, I don't know. I say I don't want God to correct me either because I don't know which way it might go. It's not going to be the easy way because I'm telling you all, I asked for patience years ago, and boy, is God working on me with this patience thing. Like I feel like He should have just said, okay, here's your patience, and that's it. But man, I'm telling you, He just kept giving me child after child after child after child after child. That helped me out with my patience. Then I guess He felt like it wasn't enough, so He helps me out when I'm having conversations with my husband, and He'll remind me, hey, stop it, knock it off. And I'm like, did God just tell me to knock it off? Well, I'm paraphrasing, but basically, one time when I was having this conversation, and I know I wasn't being patient, He was like, God told me, He said, give him a break, stop it. And I almost feel like, I was like, oh, you know how you have parents, and I like to use the analogy because most of us here are parents. And if you're not, you have a parent, so you can understand this too. So I feel like, oh man, I almost feel like one of those kids, like he said it in such a loving way that it wasn't offensive, but I knew I better knock it off. It was like when you're doing something to your siblings type thing. Like the parents say, hey, don't do that. And then you like tap your sibling or whatever you're doing, running around the house, they say, don't do that. And they say, don't do that. Then you're doing whatever you're doing, they say, don't do that. Then the next thing they say, I said, don't do that. Then you're like, ooh, I better stop, and they might not give you those many warnings, but in my house, we didn't get that many warnings. They said, don't do that. You better sit your behind down and do it. So, and not do it, whatever it is that they said. So that's kind of how I got it. And the Lord was like, stop it. That's pretty much how I took it. And I was like, oh, okay, I better stop. I better get myself together. So yeah, I don't want to be corrected, but also, I don't know. I got to be honest. When I'm corrected by God, I almost always feel like, ooh, I'm still in the will of God. It's almost a reminder for me. Is that crazy to say? But it's a reminder for me to be like, ooh, I'm still in the will of God. Or not even, I'm still in the will of God. Sometimes I just want to be reminded that I'm His child still and that I didn't get too far off task, that He's like, hey, I still love you, because He said He corrects those that He loves. So I don't know. That's almost my little reminder that God still loves me when He corrects me. He's like, hey, I said, stop it. All right, sorry. So that's what I had to say about that. Let me see what you all are saying. Good afternoon. How can I order the books? I think you already did, but I'm going to say thank you for asking that question. You can order these books right here. This is what they look like, everybody. This is the first one, and this is the second. They're 2 parts. So if you order the purple one without the pink one, you're going to get half a story. This one continues into the pink book. So order the purple one and the pink one. Or if you prefer digital ebooks, we have ebooks as well. They're easier. As soon as you order the ebook, it comes right to your email. Boom, it's there. These you have to wait for a couple days. Well, it's probably about a week because it's snail mail. So you'll get it. It's worth the wait. It's definitely worth the wait, because if your child has a sense of humor, they're going to love these books. So they teach lessons. These books teach lessons, and they have lots of vocabulary. My husband and I were very intentional about putting vocabulary words in here because we were really hard on our girls about learning vocabulary, because we know language is important. So in these books, yes, it's funny if you know Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Dork Diary, those series. These books are written like that. The format is in a diary. It's composed like as if the child is reading a diary. And like I said, we wanted to teach lessons, hard lessons. So you'll see some things in here that will definitely start a conversation if you have not had conversations with your child. So it'll start conversations, nothing that's inappropriate. It's a children's book. We want to talk about inappropriate things, but definitely conversation starters. It helped us out with our daughters. They had questions after they read these book things that we talked about, but may not have gone into detail with them. They were like, hey, mom, so why did Dreamer do blah, 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 blah? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? And it allowed us to come back and talk to our girls about a lot of questions they had. Bullying is discussed in here. I know that's a topic of conversation. So please get these. You can go to Geeky Girls Journal. In fact, right now, if you want to just scan this QR code right there, you can do that. I don't know if you all can see it that well. It's a number over mine. But if you scan that with your phone, it'll take you right to Geeky Girls Journal. Otherwise, you can just go to this website right here. I'll put it up really quickly so you can see what it looks like. There it is. And I will move it up and down for you all, but I don't know if I can do that. Let's see if I can do it. Let me know if you can see me. This is what it looks like. And those are the books. Those are the shirts. This is my commercial break. And, come and, just go and browse the site. You'll find lots of different things. You can go home, go to Geeky Girl Gear, books and ebooks. And this is a blog that was written by one of my daughters. So go and check that out. Send your children that way. And thank you for asking that question, because I want to make sure that I'm always presenting these for anybody that wants to purchase. And free shipping. You might want to get those books now though, because I'm going to have to increase my shipping price, because the price of shipping went up a long time ago, and I'm taking so many hits with sending these books out that I'm almost giving them out for free at this point. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to raise it to the price of the actual shipping costs. Right now, I think it's only $1.99, but it'll probably have to go to $4, around $4 or $5. So it's not going to happen now, but it will happen soon. So you want to jump on that or get the ebook. They both contain the same information. Thank you for asking that question again. Appreciate it. So we did. Yep, you all did. You know you did. Parents, you know you did. Faith with Rachel says, still here listening. You are doing great. Very confident in Karen. Thank you, Faith with Rachel. See, sometimes I just need to hear that. Sometimes we all need to hear and get a little boost, because sometimes, if you don't question things, I question things about myself all the time. I should have done this differently. I should have said that word. I could have said this word better. Or did I use the right vocabulary word? Hopefully I did, because I'm talking about vocabulary. You find yourself sounding just like and absolutely, I sound man. I am almost a carbon copy of my parents. Like, I say their sayings all the time, and I'm like, I just did it again. I just said that. Hey, Bud Files. Hey, Bud Files. Hey, Bud Files. Thank you for coming in. You like this, Bud Files? Let me know in the comment section. Everybody else seems to like it. And you all, can you please remind me in a second where I was? I'm going to get back to this. He gives us tasks to try your patience. Yes. Man, task. That is a great way to put it. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, Miss Lydia. How are you, Miss Lydia? I tried to show you a comment. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, there you go. No, that's not it. Miss Lydia, where's your comment? Thank you for coming in, Miss Lydia. Drop GGJ if you want to share your link. And I know you should want to. Living Life by Design. That's Miss Lydia, everybody. Thank you for coming in. And, hey. Love you, girl. Love you too, mama. That's my mom, you guys. I told you all, I get pumped when I see my people coming in here. So thank you so much. I think this is the most I've seen, like, a lot of my family members all at one time in this conversation. This must be a good time to have a live. Let me know, you all, if this is a good time to have a live. I'm thinking about doing a 7-day challenge, because I feel like I'm getting a little rusty. I have to get back into this. And for me, the only way to get back into it is to really throw myself into this and immerse myself and get into a routine. So I do want to do a 7-day challenge. We're going to call it a 7-day challenge. I think, you know what? I should just start it today. Why not? I'll do a 7-day challenge. This is April 1st. Tomorrow I will be here. Maybe I'll be here at the same time. I think I'll be here at the same time, 5 o'clock. We'll say I'll be here tomorrow at 5 o'clock as well. I need to do 7 full days. So if you all want to join me, join me. Let's do a challenge. If you feel like you're a little rusty in your live streaming and you need to just jump back in, let's do it. Geeky Girls Journal Challenge. I'm challenging all of you who are out there, who are creators, content creators. Join me in a 7-day live. I would do 30 days, but I think I need to get my feet wet first. I need to jump back in. I don't need to jump in full body. I need to just get my toes wet just a little bit, get my toes wet, and then I can do the full challenge. So I'm thinking the full challenge 30 days, and I'm just talking out loud because I just started talking and I was thinking to myself, you need to challenge yourself, Andrea, because if I challenge myself and if I say it out loud here, I'm accountable now. Now you all know. So now I have to show up. So this week, this is so hard. This week, I'm going to challenge myself to I'm going to do 7 days of live streaming. And then maybe in June or July, because that's when my kids get out of school and I can really hit those 30 days and run. And I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but we're gonna pray right now. Father God, give Andrea some topics to talk about. And it's funny, I have all these topics in my phone and I have not touched them. So maybe I'll do that for the 30 days. I think I'm gonna do it in maybe May or June. We'll work that out. But I'm just telling you all right now, I'm going to do 7 days live. Oh my goodness. I just saw a comment. I'm going to get to it. But Melissa, Laugh Out Loud, the Maze Family Chat. I know, absolutely right. It sure is. I'm loving it, Melissa. The Maze and Family and Friends Chat. That's what it is, because all of you are, we're all connected some kind of way. 6 degrees of separation, they say. But I also know you are from elementary school that are here. So thank you. I am Betty J. Gaddis. You can do it. Okay, Miss Betty. Miss Betty, I'm going to need you to send me an Instagram smile emoji, something. You and Jamia, send me something to get me there during the day, because I know I need to do it, you all, but with this schedule, it's been a whole lot happening these last couple months. That's why I stopped doing the Sunday live, because I've been going out of state like almost every week, which is a blessing. So I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying it's just throwing me off. But I need to jump back into this. So, all right, Miss Betty, I can do it. If Miss Betty did 108 days of shorts, woo, as of today, that is commitment. See, consistency, that'll get you there. Hey, LSP. Hey, LSP. How are you today? So, Miss Betty, you did 108 days straight. Miss Betty, you are planning. You plan those things out. I need to plan. I'm more. I am a planner, but for some reason, I'm pretty spontaneous with YouTube, and I need some consistency. I need a schedule so that people know when to show up. I can show up for you all. You can show up for me. We can just sit here and have these conversations. So, all right, 7 days. So today, starting the 1st, all the way until. Let me look at my handy dandy calendar, because I don't need to put this in here. Then I'm going to get to the last point. What's my last point? I'll get to that in a second. So, let me get a last point right now, and then we can talk about questions, answers. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, we can talk about that, and then I can let you all out of here. So LSP said, hey, and official Jamie said, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Yes. Yes is the answer to that question, Jamie. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. I can do all things. I can do all things. See, I can do all things. I tell myself that. Thank you, Jamie. That made me smile. I can do all things through Christ, and I know it. Christ is going to definitely have to be with me on that one. Not as much as y'all think about my planning. Oh, well, you plan more than I do, Miss Betty. Still good. I'm just saying, I need to do better. When you see that you need to do better in certain areas, you should just do better. So that's how I challenge myself. Today, I realized I need to do better with live streaming. So I'm challenging myself. 7 days, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. Jamie gave me some good, come on, that's some good encouragement, Jamie. Good evening, Bud Files. That's what Kenneth said. Okay, so the last point that I can make it before I leave is, I think it's number 6. Am I on number 6, you all? I think I did 5. 5 was compromise. Number 6 is do your research, gather information. Do your research, gather information. Very important. I can't stress it enough. If you're trying to solve the problem, and if you're trying to figure out a decision that works the best for you all, you have to do your research. if it requires research. Some things don't require research. It might just require the communication aspect and the respect and not being dismissive. But do your research so that you can come to the table with your information, with the best, giving the best version of yourself, and bringing all the information and making sure you don't leave anything on the table. And what am I forgetting? Yeah, do your research, gather your information, and consider wise counsel. That's what I want to add to number 6. Do your research, gather information, consider wise counsel. It even says consider wise counsel in the Bible. I could Google it and tell you all where it is. Let me do that so I can tell you. Good evening, bud. Hey, Kenneth. How was your Easter, Andre? It was wonderful. I had a great Easter, Kenneth. While I'm talking to you about that, I want to show you all, because I don't want you to think I'm making stuff up or that I'm lying. I'm telling you, in the Bible, it says consider wise counsel. Let's see, wise counsel. I just can't tell you exactly where I saw it when I read it. Okay. All right, here we go. So Proverbs 24, 6 and 7. This is a New King James Version. This is where it says, it said, for by wise counsel you will wage your own war. This is talking about something else, but you can apply it. And in a multitude of counsels there is safety. What I get out of that is, if you get wise counsel, I'm not just talking about somebody who's just, spewing things out or just pulling something from back here, just saying things. I'm talking about somebody who's been in a situation that you're in, somebody who has done the research, or somebody that can add to whatever it is that you need an answer to. So you want to consider somebody who is wise, somebody who, if you're like me, I'm talking to another believer, because first of all, I'm going to see things differently than somebody who does not believe. That's just my honest opinion. I'm not saying that they can't offer something, but a lot of the times I might see it differently. We might be looking through a different lens. Am I going to talk to somebody who is single if I'm trying to figure out an issue that married people go through? No. Why would I do that? They don't understand the complexities of marriage sometimes, right? I'll use my kids, for example. If my husband and I are talking about something and I bring something up and they're like, well, why don't you just do blah, blah, blah? They don't know what they're talking about, because they're going on their limited experience or their past experience, and they've never been in a relationship, so they don't know the dynamics of a relationship. So why would I listen to them? I'm going to listen to a seasoned married person that loves God, that can give me wise counsel. Those are my qualifications for that person. So that's what I'll do. And then Proverbs 1 and 5 says, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. These are not the two I was looking for, but they still say what I want to, we can use them to apply it. I should have bookmarked it. And I'm sure I did. I just have to find it. Sister Mays and Brother Mays, if you know what scripture I'm talking about with wise counsel, if you can think of one, just drop it in the chat and then I can share it. Because there are a few of them. That's just not the one I'm looking for, and I don't want to keep you all. So I'll continue to look. But I want to read these comments. I need to stop saying that's another thing. Trying to fill in the gap. Yep. Good evening. Let's see. My Easter was great. I answered that. Terry May says, do your research. Very important. We talked about that. Do your research, because you don't want to just bring anything to the table. You want to be knowledgeable about whatever it is that you're talking about. You want to add value to people. You want to add value. You don't want to be that person who's just talking and they're like, what's she talking about? What is he talking about? I have no clue. And now they feel like they just wasted their time, and then, they didn't have a great experience. So the next thing, Terry May says, it means your mom is wise. My mom is very wise. Absolutely right. And Melissa says, sometimes it helps to ask someone who won't necessarily lead you down their path, but ask you the right questions to help you decide what's really in your heart. Melissa, I love this. Child, you need to come in here more often to add your input. I love it. See, I graduated with some smart people. That's Miss Flute, you all. I don't know if you wanted me to say that, but I'm telling your business anyway, Melissa, because she could play that flute, piccolo. What was it, a flute or piccolo, Melissa? Like nobody's business. I think you played both, didn't you? So yeah, sometimes it helps to ask, and sometimes it also helps to ask somebody who, is not that close to the situation. Like maybe it happened to them, years ago, and they were able to mature from the decision that they made. They matured. They learned how to be more patient. They are now in this. They're not in that season of their life, so they're gonna look at it from a different lens too. Because sometimes if it happened fresh and you're upset with that person, you might not be giving the right advice. You might not be giving you might not be leading that person in a direction that's going to be effective in their communication strategy. Because if you're upset, if something just happened to you and you're upset, and then a person comes to you to get wise counsel, you might still have some raw feelings, and you might just be like, hey, if I were you, I would do blah 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 blah. No, don't lead that person down the wrong path. You can. Sometimes I know it's hard. You got to take your emotions out of it. I'm coming to you for advice, the best advice. I'm coming to you to try to get wise counsel, and I'm coming to you to try to resolve this issue, or to find pieces of this conversation that can help me to make the best decision. So you don't want to come in with ill intentions and giving that person nasty advice. And you all know what I mean by nasty. Telling them, oh, I wouldn't listen to him if I were you. Why not? That's your spouse. Why wouldn't you take that person's thoughts into consideration? Right? You married them. Listen to them. And like I said, you might not agree. You might have to, agree to disagree. That's what I hear sometimes. You might have to disagree, but you come back together, compromise. Go take 24 hours if you need to take 24 hours to think about it. Go to sleep, think about it. Read the Bible, think about it. Pray about it. What else? You see where I'm going with this? Just think about it, pray about it, do your research. Okay. Oh, I love this little, what's that thing called? That little Bitmoji. Is it called Bitmoji? Okay, I read that from Melissa, from your heart. Thank you, Melissa and Janet. True. Now that's wise counsel. Thank you. I agree. Proverbs 19, 20, 21. Is that what I was looking for? It probably is. Let me go to my Bible app. Since you all had me looking up scriptures, and I love looking up scriptures, let me look up Proverbs 19, 20. Proverbs. I have Ephesians pulled up right now. Proverbs. Let's see if that's the one I'm looking for, Auntie. Proverbs 19, 20 to 21. Okay, Proverbs. Oh, look. It's so funny because I have 21 highlighted. You see that? See, I read my Bible app, you all. I'm not just making stuff up. So Proverbs 20:21 says, get all the advice. This is the New Living Translation, NLT. This is the NLT. So if you all want to look it up, that's where I'm getting it from. This is not King James Version this time. It's NLT. I like to read the different versions. Like I'll bounce back and forth between New King James Version, the King James Version, NLT, NIV, the Common Bible, all those. And it's a new one that I started. It's in that something. But I like to look at the different ones, and then also sometimes I'll read the commentary because I like to understand what I'm reading. Why would you read something and not understand it? It's almost pointless. Like you have to have some type of comprehension. And maybe I feel that way because I taught, but I think if you're reading something, you're just reading it just to say the words. You need to have a good base and understand what you read so that you can apply it to your life. That's my take on it. So Proverbs 19 and 20 says, get all the advice and instruction you can, so you will be wise the rest of your life. 21 says, you can make many plans, but the Lord's purpose will prevail. And oh boy. Can we talk about that? Boy, have I figured that one out. The Lord's purpose will prevail. And I heard somebody say, my doctor told me once before, what is that saying? When something along the lines is, if you make plans, something about your plans and God laughs. You all probably know it. I just can't get it right. It's something about you making plans and then God laughs. I was like, I'm sure he did that in my case. I think God laughed all the way into my fifth child. Like, oh yeah, you said you were gonna have one, but no, I got you. My plan, his plan definitely prevailed. And you know what? I have to say it's much better than my plan. For some reason, I can't even pull your picture up, Brother Mays. Oh man, I don't know if I lost connection or something. Let me see. No, it's still going. Let me see if I can get Melissa. I don't know. It won't let me pull your. But I see you. I see you. I see you, Big Daddy D. All right, Melissa, I got you. Yes, ma'am, Miss Flute. I'm full of unsolicited advice. Laugh out loud, but I'm not walking in your shoes. You know what? Sometimes unsolicited advice is needed. Sometimes people need to hear from different perspectives so that they can make the best decision. So, also, like you said, you're not walking in that person's shoes, so it varies. But I say, like I said at the beginning, take what that person said, and if it applies to your life, then you use it. If you can make it apply to your situation, you use it. If you feel like that doesn't apply to me, I'm not listening to them, you have every right not to listen and to just, bye, put it back on the shelf. Give it, that's not your job. You go, Miss Jenny, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. All right, so Melissa Warwell says, we have tons of brains. Amen. Yourself included. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. People are saying good evening. Hey, Official. Oh, let me tell you all something about Official. Hello. This is not really you. April Fools. April Fools say you got me because I was looking like, I know that looks like Official. You all, let me tell you something. Official, drop your link. Type GGJ for Geeky Girls Journal. It doesn't matter if it's capital letters or lowercase. Just type it in. He has the best comments ever. I mean, I know we are connected, Official, because I've seen your work. I just haven't been seeing you come up in my feed. But I've thoroughly, and I have to say this in front of everybody, I have enjoyed your comments. So thank you so much for dropping those comments under my videos. I like reading everybody's comments. I like to have a better understanding of the person that is on the other side of this camera, because sometimes you all might not know, but it takes some getting used to talk to this thing. I mean, just kind of showing up and talking to an inanimate, is that right? An inanimate object is so weird. It's like I'm looking at a lens, and just knowing that you're on the other side helps me. Like I'm not really a person that has to visualize somebody that I'm talking to. I try to be mindful that I'm talking to a camera. And sometimes they say like your movements have to be big and grand to be able to translate well on camera, but it takes some getting used to, is my point. If you want to make God laugh, yes, that's it. That is it. Thank you so much. Yay. See, that's why you have family jumping in here, because she knows what I was thinking. And thank you, Official, for coming in here again if I didn't say that. But that's what I was thinking about. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Tell him your plans. Tell him all about them. Because you think you know all the answers, and you don't. Or you think you have it all figured out. Look at me. I'm a prime example. Ask my daddy. He's right here. Ask my mom and my aunt. I said, I'm going to New York. I'm going to have a maid, a butler, a chef. I'm having one child if I have a child. I mean, I had it all laid out. And my plans turned out, I mean, maybe a couple things that I planned, but for the most part, I definitely didn't think 5 girls. That was never in my plan. But God knew best. He knew what I needed. He knew that they would play a very significant role in my life. And I'm blessed. I'm glad to have them. They made me laugh. They also helped me to, they helped me at times to be a kid again and just to relax. And, sometimes I'm like, oh, these kids. But other times I'm like, you know what? Thank God I have them. Because they kind of help me, they help to, what's a good word? Not be so serious all the time. They help me to, be a child at heart. That's a good way to say it. They help me to become a child at heart and to have fun and to stop in a moment sometimes and, look at those things instead of having everything planned out and everything on an agenda. I'm able to be a little bit more flexible because I have to be. Hey, Joyce. How are you and where are you? I don't even know, but hey, thank you for coming in. And if you did, and you are all of those, thank you. Thank you. I love having you all on here. Hi, sister. Yeah. Hey, sister. So that's for Janet. So is there anything that I did not cover or anything you all want to talk about before I let you go? I need to tell you all, thank you. I really, really, really appreciate you all being here and spending this time with me, because I know time is precious. Time is valuable. That's one thing you cannot get back. So when you spend a little time with me, I am grateful. I really, really appreciate it. And more than anything, I love the engagement. I love it when you all are on this side panel talking and communicating and dropping your ideas and your thoughts, your perspectives, and your feelings, because as I said, I don't know it all. I'm here learning just like you. I'm a student. I'm always going to be a student. And I think that we can all teach each other something. So that's why this class is important. That's why being on social media is important. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be here. Oh, I am here because of my business. So again, if you have not gone to Geek Hero Journal, make sure you go click that. And did I miss anything, Jamia? Mom, Dad, Auntie? Did I miss anything? She said, hey, and official Jamia Hearts. Thank you for coming in, Jamie. Thank you for being the best moderator ever. And I'll go over the points again, just in case somebody missed it. I'm going to go 1 through 6 real quick. How to make important decisions with your spouse. This is how you can do it. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but these are just some points that I came up with. Feel free to add and subtract as you wish. I'm not God. I don't claim to be. I'm just telling you that these are some pointers that I have. So here's number 1 again. Communicate. Try to communicate as effectively as possible. Be honest. Put it all out there on the table. Whatever questions, comments, concerns you have, put it all out there. Number 2 is avoid making quick decisions if you can. We said sometimes you can't. Do what you got to do. The next thing is number 3. I'm at number 3, right? Respect your spouse's opinion. That's a big one. I hear a lot of times some people don't respect their spouse's opinion. So please try to do it. Even if you don't do it for anybody else, try to do it for me. Respect your spouse's opinion. I think that'll also cut down some disagreements, but that's just my opinion. So respect your spouse's opinion. List your pros and your cons. Create a list. Check it twice. That's all we're going to say about that one. What's the best way to go about this situation? So look at those when you're looking at your pros and your cons. Compromise. Man, that probably could have been right under number 1. It should have been communication, then compromise. But compromise is important because if you're getting everything your way, you are not in a relationship. I'm telling you right now. If you don't learn how to compromise and you're in a relationship, you just might not be there long. I'm just saying. So learn how to compromise. Learn how to consider the other person's opinion. Don't be dismissive. Don't be belittling. Don't take cheap shots. Please don't take cheap shots, because people remember that we, as Christians, I'm a Christian, so I'm speaking on what I've learned and how I am. So we forgive. It's right to forgive because God forgives us. It's an ongoing process. So you do forgive, but sometimes you do not forget. You don't forget the pain that person caused you. You don't forget what they said. You might try to, but sometimes if you're having a disagreement or you're having a confrontation of some sort, you just might bring that thing up again. It might happen. I'm just telling you all, be watchful, be careful, because if that person said, I forgave you, and yes, they should table it and leave it alone. But naturally, as humans, we might sometimes revert back and say, hey, I remember when this happened. Past experiences help you to make decisions. So remember, that person will forgive you, but sometimes they don't forget. All right? Because we're human. Next, what did I say? Compromise. Number 6 was do your research, gather information, and consider wise counsel. Go to the Bible. If you don't have a mother, a father, somebody who's in a relationship that you know that's longer than a year, you want somebody who's seasoned. Catch those seasoned people, those people who have been married 40, 50 years. You can talk to, it's somebody over here in the comment section. I won't bust them out, but they've been married a whole long time. They might want to come over here and share something one day on live, but I'm just saying, catch those older people, or, somebody who you think is wise and that can give you wise counsel without injecting their feelings and their whatever else, their preconceived ideas and notions. Get those people in your corner. And you want to have more than one perspective, because somebody's going to say something, the other person is going to say something different. So put both of those together, figure out what works best for you and your household. That's all I'm saying. And that was it. So that was all 6, right? Did I do all 6, Jamie? Mom, Dad? Okay, let me go to your comments and then I will be done. And that's it. So it's family night. Yes, family night. Every night is family night. Family night. Family night. Jamie says, my pleasure. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you very much. And Miss Travis says, I'm so happy to catch you live. I love it. About to go order some books. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions. Anybody who's going to order books, we have t-shirts, we have hoodies. I don't have any on right now, but if you go to the website, you'll see all of them. And I'm considering making some more because I like variety. I know people kind of get distracted sometimes when they're going to the websites and people discourage it, but I like variety. I like to go and see, oh, you got that shirt. I don't like that shirt, but I might like this one. I don't like that sweater, but I like that hoodie. So anyway, you'll see some things coming. If you don't, just go to the website. Go to the website and buy somebody something nice. Your mom, your best friend, motivational attire and books. So thank you very much for getting some books. Woo-hoo! They'll be coming. I'll be sending them out as soon as I get it, as soon as I get that order. And let's see. My father says, we're good on this end. All right. And my aunt, amen. Can the church say amen? Compromise. If you ain't hear anything else, compromise and communicate. Two things. Compromise, communicate, respect. Those are my top. If I had to pick top. Compromise, communicate, respect. Okay. And did I put true that up there? My niece is better than 2 of the marriage counselors I went to. Yay! Yes! Mission accomplished. No, thank you. That's an honor. I mean, I'm so glad to hear that. I don't ever want to be on here just talking out the side of my neck. That's something else my parents used to say, talking out the side of your neck. Compromise. I feel like I missed this comment, so I'm putting it up again. True that. And if anybody sees anything I missed, if I missed anybody coming in, I apologize. I'm trying to work my way through this so that I can say hello and goodbye to everybody that I missed. Okay, I got that comment. Miss Betty, thank you so much for coming in, Miss Betty. I need to link back up with the gang at some point. Have a great evening. Thank you, Miss Betty. Have a great evening too. You know it. Okay, what else? I'm catching up, you all. I think I'm almost there. Yes, says Jamie. And somebody, we're getting there. Somebody in marriages with longevity, they know something. Yes, somebody in a marriage with longevity, they know a lot of it. So make sure, my cousin is on where? So make sure, like she said, it's right here. Talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. Don't go to somebody who's single, who has no idea, who has never been in a marriage. Do not talk to them. I'm telling you, find somebody who's been married that has wise counsel that can help you out. Okay. And then the next thing, shucks, sister, and your cousin's on. That's it. All right. This brings us to the end of the live. Thank you all for coming in. She was telling me I missed my cousin. Let me find you. Hey, geeky girls, Karen. Hey, husband. So my significant other just walked in. They say, why do people say like the better half? Why do people say that? I know I'm a little off, but I just want to ask you, married people, why do people always say talk to your better half? What if I'm the better half? Oh, I guess that's if you're not being conceited or self-serving. But can both of us be the better half? I think so. Hey, Kay, because I didn't see you. I didn't see you come in. Hey, Kay Renee. Kay was out there in her garden, you all, and she had some strawberries out there. She almost made me want to grow fruit, but we all know that's not happening. I'm not growing anything, not as of now. I like to see other people do it, but I'm leaving that to the experts. Kay, you got that. Kay, drop your link if you want to. GGJ. Faith says, this was good. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Faith. Thank you so much. The best thing you can do for me in this situation is like it. Make sure you like it, subscribe if you have not, and share it out with somebody else. That'll be wonderful if you can do that. Oh, my cousin Joyce is in here. Oh, thank you for coming in, Joyce. Yes, more cousin time. I love it. And Kenneth says, good evening, Kay. He's speaking. Living life by design. That's Miss Lydia says, great advice. I'm glad I was able to catch one of your lives. Oh, thank you, Miss Lydia. I'm so glad you came in too. Look, I'm trying to make it hard. This is how my girls told me to do it. No, they did it another way like this. I can't do it. They did some kind of heart, but kids are always doing something different. I can't do it. I'll figure it out. So thank you so much, Miss Lydia. And I have Karen, and hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you all for coming in. Did I miss anybody? Let me scroll all the way down. All right. I think we're at the end. So thank you all once again. I truly, truly appreciate you giving me your time, and come back again tomorrow. I'm telling you all, I'll have it in the community, in my community post, but I'm saying I'm going to be here tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So if you have time tomorrow at 5 o'clock and the rest of this week, I'm going to see you because I plan to. Hey, cousin. Oh, look, I can. Hey, cousin, thank you for coming in. All my cousins are coming in. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Cousins, we are going to leave because I know people's time is precious. I've held you all almost 2 hours. It's an hour and 35 minutes. And I would love to stay on here, but I need to go cook dinner. I have kids that are waiting to eat. I know I got to cook. I need to go mom for a minute. My spouse is here now, so I need to go say hey to him. But you all just know I love you being on here. But I'm going to say from the 1st to maybe Saturday, the 1st to the 6th or the 1st to the 7th. I will put it up in my community post. And for those of you that are on Facebook, thank you for coming in. I will also post it on Facebook. But I'm challenging myself is what I'm saying here right now. I'm trying to challenge myself to go live for seven days. So from April 1st to April 7th or April 6th, I will let you know for sure in a community post, and I'll let you know on a Facebook post. So look for information there, and you all can come back, chime in, join me, and you'll see this beautiful artwork in the back. Is that all right? Is that all right with everybody? Did I miss anybody? Hey, Tony. That's Tony right there, everybody. Say hi to my cousin. Hey. So the 1st through the 7th, I will leave more information. Like I said, if you're on YouTube, in my community post, and if you're on Facebook, I'll leave it there as well, so you'll see it. All right. Any questions, comments, or concerns? The doors of the church are now open. Anybody else have anything to say before we leave? Because I want to make sure I acknowledge everybody. And Tony said, hey, Terry. Hey, girl, hey. That's how I interpret it, at least in my head. So, all right. If anybody has anything else, let me know. We have 6 more days. 6 more days. Yes, let's get it. Listen, if you all feel in your heart of hearts and the good Lord tells you to send Andrea a message to encourage her to continue for these 6 days that we have coming up, please do it. I love the prayers of the righteous. So pray for me. Send me all the emojis, all the quotes, inspiring quotes, motivational quotes. Don't tell me something that's going to disturb my spirit, because I'm telling you right now, I'll delete it, or I might block you if you're trying to do something weird. So if you see that I didn't respond, that's probably if somebody sends something weird, which I don't foresee that happening in this group because we got a real good community. But we have 6 more days. We're gonna do it. What is the conversation tomorrow? I don't know, but we'll figure it out. When you all come in, I'll be here waiting, even at work. Yay! Thank you. So 5 o'clock, everybody. Is 5 o'clock a good time? 5 o'clock into 6. 5 to 6. All right. So 5 to 6. And I know some people had church at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. I know it's a Wednesday night Bible study, so 5 o'clock should work, I think. All right, give yourself grace. All right, Miss Betty, I definitely need to give myself grace. I'm trying. I'm working on that too, Miss Betty. You all hear those kids in the background? I hope not. All right, so if there's nothing else, I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place, 5 o'clock. I will try to get it posted, but if not, just check the community tab and you'll see me. All right. Have a good evening, you all. Thank you again for coming and spending this time with me. I really, really appreciate it. Replying to Janet. Hey, cousin. Oh, there's another reply. So there you go. There you have it. Everybody got all the highs out of buys, whatever else. Peace, Rachel. Thank you for coming in, and love you all too. I love you. Love you so much, Aunt, Mom, Dad, cousins, all my cousins that came in. Thank you. I appreciate it. Don't forget, you all, like this, share with somebody, and I'll see you all this week. All right. Have a good night. Thank you for coming in. And Andrea is out.